Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be reviewing and demoing and discussing the much talked about Anastasia Beverly Hills Subculture palette. I was really nervous to film this video because of the demoing part. If you guys don't know, I'm going to catch you up just a little bit because you need to be caught up in order to understand like where I'm going in this video. So this is one of the newest palettes from Anastasia Beverly Hills. It is the sister now to their infamous Modern Renaissance palette, which everyone loves. It's a lot of people's holy grail palette. I have it, I love it. And they came out with this one, which it kind of has the same concept as far as packaging, the same type of layout, number of shadows, yada yada yada. So when I found out that they were going to be coming out with this palette, I knew I was going to order it ASAP, and I did. So this was not sent to me. I am not on ABH's PR, nothing like that. I buy their products with my own money. And when I got it in the mail, I was really excited. I hadn't opened it. It was still in the box, and I started seeing a lot of tweets and reviews popping up on YouTube about how controversial this palette has been, all the negativity surrounding it, that it's not good. And I was freaking out because, like I just said, I've never bought a new ABH product and been disappointed by it. So this was shocking to me. And I think it's safe to say that Anastasia Beverly Hills is like a favorite amongst a lot of MUAs out there. So it's surprising, and it sounds funny, but it's almost heartbreaking because, you know, I see that they're one of those lines that they put a lot of work and effort and thought into their palettes and products. So it's just a little like, I almost feel bad, you know? But at the same time, I mean, makeup is makeup. We can't be completely biased. And I know a lot of people don't really know what to believe nowadays. I feel like negative reviews or honest reviews now are pretty much worth as much as like the raving reviews, because people just don't know what's clickbait on YouTube. People don't know who's just being a hater, you know, who just wants to get a little bit of media attention. So it's really tricky, and I don't blame you guys for not really trusting what any YouTuber or makeup artist says nowadays because it can be tricky. And my motto has always been, at least for myself, is I need to see it to believe it. I really can't judge a product until I've tried it myself. And sometimes when you're watching someone's review, you can tell when they're twisting things, you know. But for the most part, I really haven't seen a lot of that around this palette. The reviews I have seen do seem to be pretty legitimate, and I knew I had to try for myself, especially since I ordered the damn thing. So I'm gonna just give you guys a quick product breakdown, and then I will jump to a clip of my demo of the product in creating this eye look. So first off, like I mentioned, everything's the same, kind of like Modern Renaissance. The color scheme is different. So the three major complaints that I've been hearing about this palette is, one, the color range is weird. Two, the powder, the shadow powder is like really powdery. And three, they do not blend out well. So right off the bat, let's address the first complaint, which is the color range. So here are all the colors in this palette. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and like lie to you guys. Like, I think when someone sees this, they're like, what the hell? Like, these are really random colors. But I will say that when I first saw this color, I was like, these colors all put together, I was like, yes, something so different. I don't know if it's just me or what. Hopefully you guys noticed it too. But I feel like when Modern Renaissance came out, it had this very like red, orange, cranberry vibe to it, which was beautiful. And then it seemed like all these other lines came out with the same crap. So it was like a little, like, don't get me wrong, I still get hot and bothered over like those warm cranberry colors. I do. They will always be a favorite of mine. But it was like, okay, I'm getting bored. There's like no point in buying new palettes because they all look the same now. So when I saw this, I was actually genuinely happy and pleased that they thought outside of the box and decided to put all of these colors together in one palette, because I do think they all go together. I get a very fall heavy vibe with this palette. But if you're someone who doesn't work with a lot of different types of colors, you like to stick to your neutrals or like a palette that's more user-friendly, then yes, this palette would not turn you on, it would actually turn you off. So I understand where people are coming with that, but me personally, I love the color range. I thought it was really unique and different. And then to address the second issue about the blendability and the powderiness, I will go over that after the demo. I'm gonna swatch a few colors though on my arm for you guys, that way you can see what it looks like swatched, and I'm gonna say something just really quick about the swatching with like the fingers, okay? Okay guys, so here's my arm. I did these swatches with my fingers. So let's just take a minute really quick. I just want to point something out. So as you guys can see, these are like pretty much all of the, they're not all of them. I only did a few colors. I did most of them. These colors all right here are mattes, and as you can tell, I just did this with my finger. There's no primer on my arm, nothing like that. You cannot deny that these swatch so beautiful, especially for them being mattes. Like this makes me drool. And then this bronzy foil color here is gorgeous as well. The two colors that I think are the most like tricky and iffy when swatched with your fingers are gonna be that really deep seafoam blue-green, and then the two, what are they called? Electric and Cube. They're like the green and pink shifty ones. And like, as you can tell, you can hardly see it. So like these two are the types that in the palette that I am not crazy about, if that makes sense. Just because like when you swatch them, you don't get like that feeling of satisfaction. So this is how they swatch with your fingers on an arm, bare skin, gorgeous, right? Okay, so now that you've seen the swatches, I've kind of broken down for you a little bit. I'm going to now jump into the live demo where I create this eye look, just so you guys know, in case y'all like open the video and you're like, ooh, like her eye makeup looks good, maybe like, you know, people are lying and it actually like worked out. If you're thinking that, you're very kind. Because I'm just gonna say this. I was on the struggle bus today with the eye look, so just keep watching and you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, so before we go into the application of these shadows, I wanted to show you guys how it came, just so y'all can see exactly how it ships, so you can feel maybe a little bit better about it. That way, in case you're worrying if it comes broken. So it comes just in a standard mailing box, and it did come with a lot of little packing paper. I don't know the correct term for this type of little paper. And it also did come bubble wrapped. I know for a fact that ABH really does take care of the way things are shipped. And if for some reason your product comes broken, they definitely will replace it like at no charge. Like they will cover the shipping, everything. So they are really good about that, which is good. Luckily, when I opened it last night, nothing was broken, so I already know that this palette is good to go. Here it comes in the box, exactly like how Modern Renaissance came in. And then, of course, here is the palette itself. So we're just gonna jump right into this because I think everyone just wants to see exactly how it applies, because it's been going so many different ways for so many people. You guys know like 98% of the time I do my eyes first, then my foundation. So in case anyone wants to come for me about, well, she didn't complain about fallout because she did her eyes first to avoid, you know, any complaints. That's not it. If you watch a lot of my other videos, even my client, you know, little makeovers on Instagram, I always do the eyes first. It's very rare that I do my foundation unless I'm in some type of hurry and just for the sake of a video I need to just film the eye look. So that's what we're gonna do today. But what I will do differently today, just so it's really authentic and honest, I'm gonna do just one eye already. Like, I'm not gonna do one eye off camera and like, you know, see what works, what didn't work, and then fix it when I do the other eye for my video. I'm just gonna do a raw take on one eye first for the eye look that I have in mind. So let's see how it goes. All right, I'm gonna bring you guys in really close, that way you can see what is happening. So like always, I'm going to be priming my eyes with the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. And I'm gonna apply this all over my lids. I'm gonna prime both eyes already, just because, why not? All right, so I already have that laid down. I normally don't set my primer with anything. I'll just go straight into the shadows. So Man, you guys, I've never been this nervous to do like a first impressions video, which is sad. Yeah, by the way, I'm not nervous because like I want this to like, you know, blow my mind or anything. I'm nervous because I don't want to waste a makeup day, but oh well. Okay, so the first color I'm going to be taking is going to be this one right here called Dawn. Looks like a really good transition color, so we'll use that. So I did dip my brush in. And yes, they are powdery as hell, but I'll get into that later. Okay, so I'm just gonna start and buff this into my crease. So the pinky cranberry tones in this palette is what's intriguing me the most. So we're gonna do something with that. I will say really like right off the bat, this is a really, really nice transition color. These are my type of transition colors here. By the way, I'm using a Morphe MB23 brush to blend this. All right, so next color we're gonna use, I'm gonna take Roxy and blend that into my crease as well to build up some more color. So we're gonna start to make this really pink or peach, whatever. I think it's more of like a pinky peach. Yeah. All right, that blended out really nicely too. I like what's happening in my crease. So the next color is, okay. So I'm gonna go in with All Star. Now this color is the one that everyone is complaining about that doesn't blend out well. So I'm gonna take this on a, you know, to be honest with you, I don't know what this brush would be called. It's like a packing brush, but it's not stiff or flat, it's pretty fluffy. But I love using this to put color all over my lid. So again, very powdery consistency of the shadow. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I'm just gonna start packing this all over my lid. Okay. Going good, going good, going good. All right. And I'm gonna do more. And I'm gonna pack this up into my crease because I'm gonna blend it out there as well. All right. So that applied okay for me. I did not have any problems with that. Okay. So I'm not as nervous as I was at the beginning. All right, so now that I packed that on, we're gonna blend that out into the crease. It still can go wrong here. So to blend it out, I'm gonna be taking my Morphe M518 brush, which is a little bit more of like a packed blending brush. I have a little stain of color there from another shadow. And I'm gonna just pick up really lightly a little bit more of Roxy so we can blend that out. And let's see what happens. Okay, I'm nervous. Okay, so I do see something that I've noticed that everyone is complaining about. So it seems like when you're layering these colors with All Star, I'm gonna bring you guys in really close so you can see it. Do you see this line that's here? That happens when you mix that color All Star with another shade. That is bizarre because why it would make such a dark color, I don't know. I'm gonna take a little bit more All Star on that brush that I'm just using right now and put more of that into my crease to maybe even out the scores here. See, like it's happening right now. This color on my crease is getting really dark. So to make it even, we might as well make the whole crease dark, right? So why that happens, I don't know. I don't know, but I mean, it happened, and that's really weird. I'm gonna mix All-Star and Rowdy, since Rowdy is like a really dark color. And we'll just make our, oh, that's super dark. We're gonna make this whole lid dark, because like I said earlier, I ain't wasting a makeup day, guys. I refuse to. Even then, it's like my lid doesn't want to get as dark as what's happening in my crease. And then I'm gonna take that first blending brush and just blend everything together. And you kind of lose a little bit of the punch when you start to blend everything out. Like, I don't know if you guys see, like, look how light that is in the center, but my crease is really dark. So that is really weird. Like I said, I don't want this eye look or makeup day to be completely wasted. So I'm gonna try to salvage this. And if this doesn't work, then I don't know what would. But I'm gonna take a little bit of brown cream gel liner and place that all on my lid. Okay, so this whole area that doesn't want to catch any color, I'm going to press on some gel liner as a base, so that way it can get dark. Like, that is way better. I'm seeing that it's looking dark again at the edges, so hopefully this blends out. Now I'm afraid about this area because, oh, okay, well, let me see, that looks like it's covering it. All right, so I'm happy with that. So I'm gonna add some black liner and I'll be right back. Okay, so I added my liner and I'm gonna try to do something, hopefully it'll come out cool with this. And I'm gonna put this over the liner. So it's gonna look like we did metallic liner or something. Okay, so now I'm gonna take a makeup wipe and just clean up all of this fallout. Okay, so I am going to finish off my other eye and I'm gonna do the rest of my face, and then I'll come back and we'll finish off the bottom part of the eye, and then I will give you my complete thoughts. Okay, so now let's get into like my final thoughts and kind of just what I have to say about this palette, and hopefully it'll help you guys decide on whether or not this is good for you. In case I hadn't mentioned it before, this palette is retailing for $42 like all the other, or like the Modern Renaissance palette. So that's, you know, how much you're looking to spend on this palette, and you be the judge if that is worth your money or not. So like I said earlier, I'm gonna address the powdery issue with the shadows and the blendability. So for people claiming that this palette is no good because of how powdery the shadows are, I don't know if that's fair, because I think I'm gonna get these swatches over me. I don't think that's fair, because I feel like the Modern Renaissance palette was just as powdery. And I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but like I've always known my ABH shadows to be like really powdery. The only ones that don't feel super powdery are their single pan shadows, which I use in my kit, and then I have depotted all of my ABH palettes and put into a Z palette, because that is how much I like Anastasia's shadows, and I use them in my kit. As you can tell, I hit pan on so many of them that you can tell I obviously use them really frequently. So like I said, I feel like the Modern Renaissance colors are just as crumbly, just as powdery. The color payoff is excellent though. So I don't know, I like don't really agree with that claim, like as it being a con to the palette, just because that's something that I already expect and know of ABH palettes. Now as for the blendability, you guys saw in my demo, like I did my makeup like I normally do when I do tutorials and stuff, and I was struggling with blending out that damn cranberry color. And that's the one thing that I've seen consistent in every review that I've seen. So I will say there is something going on with that. It has to do with the layering of the shadows. I don't know if there's just something in that particular color that is not jiving well with something that's in the other colors. It's just like when that color meets another one from the palette, it's like all hell breaks loose. So I don't know what's going on with that. Like I mentioned in the demo, I wish I knew more about the way makeup is made and what it could be, yada, 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 but I don't know what goes into shadows. I don't know the ingredients. I don't know how they mix well. That's like chemistry level makeup knowledge that I do not possess. I feel like with all the makeup launches and everything, we really pick and choose what we want to buy and spend our money on. And for something to not work out for you, I totally understand that that's like heartbreaking. But what I will say though is that I have lost no respect for anyone who has given a 5-star review of this palette, and I definitely have lost no respect for Anastasia Beverly Hills, only because I know for a fact how well they take care of their customer service. And if someone likes the palette, why can't you just believe them? You know, like, why do you have to go off? And I've seen a lot of nasty comments that people are leaving on people who have given this palette a good review. I think that's so unnecessary. If they like it, they like it, you know? Like, that's like, I don't know, that's borderline. No, that's not even borderline. That is crossing the line. You know, if someone likes it, they like it. Who are you to say that they're lying, or that they're just trying to help the brand, you know, save themselves or save their asses? I don't think that's the case at all. And then on the other side, you know, if someone says they don't like it, I'm gonna say that I have to believe what they say, that they don't like it. Again, take those with a grain of salt though, because you won't know until you actually see the product and try it in person. And if you feel like, well, if I have to spend $42 to see if this works or not, then that should be your answer, that don't buy it. At the end of the day, I think we all have to remember that some things work and some things don't, and that's the way it goes sometimes. So choosing between Modern Renaissance and this palette, I definitely would still choose Modern Renaissance, but if you are going to purchase this palette, just be aware this color is going to give you some problems, okay? Other than that, I really don't see a problem with any of the other shades, so that's my 2 cents. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful in some way. Hope it didn't confuse you more about whether or not you should buy this palette, but I guess we will just wait and see what happens. I know that Norvina has like really addressed the issue head on. She's not shying away from it. They're working, I think, to resolve the issue as best as they can. And I have like full confidence that they will resolve it in some way, because that's just the kind of brand that they are, at least from what I've seen over the years. So let's just all like calm down, wait and see, and let's not all get crazy. So anyways, I will leave you guys with that. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel if you're not already. And you can also follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. I have my links down below. Heads up, I think I'm gonna be changing my Instagram handle pretty soon. So keep an eye out for that, you know. Go ahead and give me a follow. That way later on you're not like searching the wrong Instagram name. But yeah. Oh, and thumbs up the video if you liked it, if you found it helpful. So anyways, I will see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.